sequence, Jim will teach the pup to accept his gloved hand without chewing.
Okay, this is Stealth's second lesson. We familiarized him with the table. So it's actually his first direct training lesson. But we're going to just get him used to holding two fingers right behind his canines. And we're going to teach him that when he stops chewing, we'll take our hand out of there. Drop. Good. Good boy. Out. Yeah, it's a good boy. Easy now. Good boy. Out. Yeah, it's a good boy. We'll continue this until he learns that holding his mouth on the two fingers without chewing is what gets me to take that glove out of his mouth. His natural inclination is to chew. Out. There. Good boy. You'll notice I give him the command to release it. The command I'm using now is out. Doesn't matter what word you use, drop, give, leave it, out, just whatever one you like best. But since the dog views getting the object out of his mouth as pleasurable, we can go ahead and give that a command right now. But you'll also notice that I'm not saying hold and then sticking my hand in his mouth. That would be a training error. It would cause the dog to clam up and shut its mouth whenever I said hold, because it views having my hand in his mouth as displeasure. So he'd anticipate I was going to stick my hand in his mouth. Indirectly, I'd be teaching him to get upset on the command hold. So it's better to postpone giving the command hold until you notice that he's familiar with this and he's settled down, and then you can go ahead and add the command hold. It's a good boy. Yeah, that won't work. That works. Yeah, no, that won't. Out. Good boy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Out. Oh, yeah, he's already learned what out means. He's got that figured out quick. He's a sharp puppy. Out. He still thinks biting down on that glove will make it go away, but it won't take long. Good. Out. That's my boy. Out. You also notice that I'm not taking my hand out of his mouth. I give him the command to release, which is out, and I have the dog open his mouth. He can't really take his head away because I've got his neck tied up to the post here, but he's performing the action of releasing rather than me pulling my hand out of his mouth. Out. Good. That won't work. Oh, we're going to have a little temper tantrum. That won't work, though. Yeah, that won't work. Oh. Oh, he's just ticked. He's mad. He's not hurt at all. He is. Oh, what have we got here to deal with? Out? He's going to be fun to train, huh?
Yeah, his independence kick's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Talking to us, aren't you? The earlier you can do that with a dog like this, the better off he's going to be. Because the more he matures, the more independent that he'd get. Out? That's a good boy. But you see how good these Velcro hobbles work? I mean, if I didn't have those on the pup, that pup would be clawing at my hands, and you know, he would just trying to get out of his lesson using clawing. If I didn't have his neck fastened up here, he'd be turning around, wrestling, and then pretty soon the trainer's fighting the dog instead of just calmly concentrating on the mouth, which is keep your mouth still. Hold means hold it, don't chew it or drop it. Out. Next thing I'm going to do, when he starts accepting holding those fingers a little longer without chewing on them, I'll release my thumb from underneath his jaw. Right now, I've got the two fingers behind the canines, and this thumb is just laying up against his jaw, so he can't dislodge my hand. But as soon as I drop my thumb out from under the jaw, then they sense, whoa, maybe I can spit that hand out of there, and they'll try it. So. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good. That's good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Out. Oh, he is one ticked little hombre. Good boy. Now the thumb goes away from the jaw. Out. Very good. He's got that down pat. Boy, he just cranks his head away from that when you say out. He says, you bet. When you tell the dog to let go of the two fingers with your command, which we're using out for, if he doesn't let go, then just wiggle your finger right on top of his tongue. That'll cause a gag reflex, and he will let go then. Good. Out. Now start saying hold, because the dog's familiar with what's happening to him. He's still not happy about it, but he's not fearful about it. Hold. Out. Hold. Out. That's a good boy. Typically a session would last 10, 15 minutes with a dog, training-wise. What I'm looking for is meaningful progress with that individual dog. When I bring a dog out, I've got a purpose that we're trying to accomplish. Yeah. And when the dog shows me that he's made definitive progress toward that goal, I'm going to try to quit there. I can work a dog 3 or 4 times a day. Just short sessions, quit when he shows understanding, and he'll retain his lesson much better. They'll learn much quicker if you take that approach rather than a long, grinding session. Out. That's a good boy. Good hold. Out. That's not uncommon. He's been letting go every time I said out up until that time. And quite often you'll get to that point in training where the dog says, holding it solves all my problems. So he won't do anything else, you know, but he will hold. And if we get that far with this dog, I'll feel real fortunate, and we'll call it good at that for this session. Out. There. Just wiggle your finger on top of that tongue, and he lets go. It's a good boy. Good to hold. Out. There. We'll call it good right there.